Drake didn't just take a loss in a rap feud, he lost something way more devastating: his mentor. The very man who discovered him, shaped him, and stood behind him when nobody else did, Lil Wayne, is now stepping away. Not with a diss track, not with a tweet, but with silence. And sometimes, silence says more than words ever could, because when your mentor stops saying your name, when he chooses not to defend you during the biggest rap beef of your life, when he starts speaking highly of the very man who's been dismantling your legacy, that's when you know something's broken. And this time, it's not just about bars, it's about betrayal. There was a time when Drake and Lil Wayne were inseparable. We're talking about the Young Money golden era: Drake, Nicki, Wayne, unstoppable. Wayne took a chance on an actor from Degrassi and transformed him into one of the biggest artists on the planet. This wasn't just a label move, it was mentorship in the truest form. Wayne put his reputation on the line for Drake, co-signed him, featured him, defended him, built him. But somewhere along the way, that bond cracked. There wasn't a blow-up, no diss track, no headline, just space, quiet distance. Drake's name stopped showing up on Wayne's records. Wayne stopped hyping up his protege in interviews. And when fans asked, "Are Wayne and Drake still cool?" the answers were always vague, like someone avoiding an uncomfortable truth. Then came the Kendrick storm. When Kendrick Lamar dropped Not Like Us, he didn't just diss Drake, he tried to bury him. The shots were relentless. The tone was personal. This wasn't rap beef, it was demolition. And in the middle of it all, fans waited to see who would stand by Drake. Surely Wayne would say something, right? But what we got was the opposite. Wayne didn't come to Drake's defense. In fact, he barely acknowledged the beef at all. And when pressed about it, he shifted the focus, straight to Kendrick, said they were on good terms, called him before the Super Bowl to show support, praised his artistry, cleared the air. And suddenly, the silence around Drake started sounding a whole lot louder. Then came the bombshell. In a recent Rolling Stone interview, Lil Wayne opened up about his upcoming album, The Carter Six, his relationships in the CA game, and his take on the current state of hip-hop. The interviewer asked about Kendrick Lamar. Wayne had nothing but respect to share. He said they spoke, that things were good, that there was no issue. But when the same interviewer asked about Drake, Wayne dodged. He gave vague answers, talked about the past, referred to Drake as someone he once had a bond with, but didn't say much more. No "we cool," no "that's my guy," just diplomatic distance. And that's when fans really started putting the pieces together. Drake didn't respond publicly. Not at first, but fans noticed something subtle and petty. He unfollowed Wayne. Quietly, no announcement, just cut ties digitally. Then during one of his recent live shows, Drake changed the set list, removed one of the songs where he usually shouted out Wayne, even changed a few lyrics that once gave Wayne a nod. It was passive-aggressive. A digital Cold War. Drake wasn't going to blast Wayne, at least not yet. But he was pulling away, making it clear. You're either with me, or you're gone. And in that moment, it became obvious. This wasn't just a label split or creative difference. This was personal. Industry insiders started talking. Some claimed that Drake had been acting shady toward Wayne for years, that there were money disputes behind the scenes, that Wayne felt disrespected, used even. Other sources said Drake had started viewing Wayne as old guard, someone he didn't need to lean on anymore. But what really shocked fans was who Drake did reach out to during the Kendrick beef. According to multiple sources, including Joe Budden himself, Drake spoke to 50 Cent, possibly even Lupe Fiasco, and yes, even Joe Budden, a guy Drake had beefed with in the past. That's who he turned to for strategy, not Wayne. Imagine that. The man who put you on, who gave you the keys to the kingdom, and you don't even call him when the walls are closing in. If that's not a sign of how far gone this relationship is, what is? And just when people thought maybe, This was all media speculation. The Carter 6 track list dropped. No Drake, no feature, no mention. It's the first major Wayne project in years with zero Drake involvement. Not even a hidden vocal. Not even a writing credit. Just nothing. That's not an accident. That's a statement. And to the fans? It felt like the final nail in the coffin. Drake isn't just losing rap beefs. He's losing allies, fans, mentors. His public image is shifting from rap king to isolated giant. He's winning battles on Billboard, but losing the war for respect. And the silence from Wayne, the man who built him, might be the loudest loss yet, because if Wayne, cool, laid back, always on your side Wayne, won't even pretend to stand by you, then who will? Drake's legacy used to be untouchable. Now it's under fire, and the people closest to him are walking away, one by one. This is what happens when the pursuit of dominance comes before loyalty. When your playbook is built on strategy, not relationships. Drake wanted the throne, but at what cost? He's got millions of fans, platinum plaques, global hits. But the man who once called him family is now standing with the opposition. And if that doesn't shake Drake to the core, maybe nothing will. Because if Lil Wayne, the guy who molded you, has quietly stepped back, who's left to save you? And for fans, that's the real question. What happens to a king when his kingdom no longer believes in him? The situation has gotten so tense you have to wonder, is there any chance of reconciliation? Or is this the final chapter? Some believe that Drake still holds out hope for a reunion, but others see his recent moves as the last straw. The truth may be buried behind years of egos, expectations, and exhaustion. Wayne, for his part, is keeping it all business. He's gearing up for Carter 6 like it's his renaissance. Interviews show him focused, calculated, and wise enough to not drag the beef out in public. But make no mistake, this isn't just maturity, it's a message. A message that he's beyond the drama, even if it includes someone he once treated like blood. Meanwhile, Kendrick stands tall in the center of it all. His track hit like a sledgehammer, but the real damage came not from bars, but from the aftershocks. Because what Kendrick did, intentionally or not, was reveal the cracks that were already forming in Drake's empire. The diss track was just the match. The structure was already brittle, and now the audience is watching, wondering, what's next? Does Drake double down? Does he fire back at Wayne? Or does he go inward, acknowledging the self-sabotage that might be costing him more than just fans and respect? We've seen artists fall before, but rarely from this height. This isn't just a moment in hip-hop, it's a cultural shift. The artist who once symbolized dominance and control now looks vulnerable. And that vulnerability is what makes this story so gripping. Because we're not watching a diss track unfold, we're watching a dynasty fracture, and that's what makes this beef so different. So now the question becomes, how does Drake rewrite the narrative? Is it too late to course correct? Or will this be remembered as the moment where it all truly began to unravel? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, this isn't just about Wayne and Drake. It's about every artist who's ever reached the top and wondered if the people who helped them get there will still be there when things fall apart. And what about Birdman in all of this? The Cash Money Don has always been in the background, pulling strings, overseeing the empire. But lately he's been silent too. No public defense of Drake, no push for reconciliation, just silence. And Birdman's silence is never random. He's a chess player. If he's staying out of it, that says everything. Could this be the end of the Young Money legacy as we know it? Because think about it. The three pillars, Drake, Nicki, Wayne, aren't even standing on the same ground anymore. Nicki's been in her own world. Wayne's focusing on himself. And Drake? Drake is out there trying to wage wars on multiple fronts, all while the foundation crumbles underneath him. And if we're being honest, it's hard not to feel a little sympathy for him. Drake has carried the commercial weight of rap for over a decade, every year, dropping hits, topping charts, dominating playlists. But the same industry that praised him is now starting to turn. Not because of a single moment, but because of the pattern, the control, the ego, the fallout. Fans are tired of the perfection. They want raw. They want real. And right now, Drake is surrounded by walls of strategy, not emotion. That's the trap of success. Once you get to the top, it's not the music that keeps you there, it's the relationships. And those are falling apart. And now, with Wayne stepping back, it's not just about a mentor leaving, it's about a warning. Wayne's move isn't just personal, it's symbolic. He's letting the world know, I built this, I helped create this, but I don't stand by it anymore. That's powerful. That's a message louder than any verse, and it begs. The question, what does Drake do now? He can't just drop a banger and expect the narrative to shift. Not this time. This isn't a PR scandal or a one-off diss. This is a legacy unraveling. And the only way forward might be the hardest route he's ever taken. Humility. Owning the damage. Rebuilding trust. Reaching back to the ones who helped him climb. But if that moment doesn't come soon, the next time we talk about Drake might not be in the context of dominance, but decline. If you've made it this far, you're clearly deep in the game, so do me a favor, tap that like button, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments, should Wayne have backed Drake, or is he right to stay neutral? And if you want to see how this drama all connects back to Kendrick's master plan, check out this next video right here. You don't want to miss it.